Hey guys, Traveling Kimchi here. So I previously did a video asking for any questions that you guys might have about me or my lifestyle or blah blah blah. And so today I'm going to answer some of those awesome questions. So Haley Machado asks, I traveled to US to Vietnam and the plane ticket came out to about $2,500. How much is your ticket since you're already in the same region? So if you were to travel from South Korea to Vietnam, the plane ticket costs about $500. And this is kind of true for a lot of Asian countries that are located near South Korea. Last summer I traveled to China and it cost about $500 also. But of course this is always going to depend on when you buy, how close to the departure date, and the day, and if you buy as a bundle, like am I getting the car and the hotel and blah blah with it. So of course all these things affect the price, but in general it's about $500 no matter where you're traveling in Asia. And so because of that, if you're thinking about if you want to travel in Asia, teaching English abroad is actually a really good opportunity because it not only provides you the income to have those travels, it gives you like the time and the holidays for it. The next one is from Eleni Koftero Dante. Okay, anyways, she says, I love Korea and I really want to go one day. Is it difficult to live there? And do you know Korean? So, is it difficult to live here? Not really. If you live in Seoul, it's very easy. Seoul is quite foreigner friendly and quite English friendly. A decent amount of Koreans in Seoul do know English, and if they don't really know it, they at least know water, bathroom, 1, 2, 3, 4, where, I don't know. Simple phrases they already know in English, and Seoul is very English friendly in that like all the signs have the Korean and the English, and there's Itaewon, which is basically Foreignersville. So it's really not that hard to live here, and a lot of companies have a English department. So even setting up bank accounts and phone accounts, there's an English person you can talk to. So I wouldn't say living here is easy, but definitely if you've only lived Western lifestyle, maybe you'll experience culture shock within the first year or two, and that might be difficult depending on the kind of personality you have. So yeah, it can be hard, but if you're just looking at it like just observing it, it shouldn't be hard. So do I know Korean? I actually don't know Korean. I'm half Korean, but when I was younger, my dad was sent to Desert Storm, and I was supposed to start school very soon, and my mother actually was worried because I didn't speak any English, and so she started to speak only English to me, and so I forgot a lot of the Korean I already knew as a child, and by the time my dad came back, I was already quite fluent in English and kind of resistant to learning Korean because I'm a kid. I don't understand the value of that kind of thing. So that's really regretful, but I am currently doing my best to learn Korean. And if you're coming to live here and you don't know Korean, I'm not going to say it's necessary. Of course, it helps. It always helps to be fluent in the language of the country. But if you are coming, one thing I do recommend that will make your life so much easier is learning how to read. And the Korean alphabet is incredibly simple to learn. If you sat down for one day, you can memorize it. Maybe even within 2 hours, you could learn the Korean alphabet and be able to read. But it will make your life so much simpler and so much easier when you get here if you do know how to read Korean. So that is one suggestion I do have. Julissa Diaz asks, "Is Korea a great place?" I love Korea. I think Korea, especially if you haven't experienced anything outside Western culture, it's something that has a lot going on in its own culture. It's really rich, it's really diverse, it has so many bright colors, the cuisine is delicious. And even though countryside wise, Korea is so tiny compared to so many other places, it packs a big bundle in a small box. There's a lot to go see. There's a lot to do. Even going outside of Seoul, there's a different type of culture, Korean culture there, and so I really enjoy it. You can't get bored with it. If you seriously walk out of Korea saying you've seen everything, I'm gonna tell you that's a complete lie. I'm been here a year and a half, and I know I haven't even like touched the top. There's just so much more you can always do in Korea, and it's great. You're always going to be learning while you're here. The last one is from Pacha B, and he said, "Do people in Korea ever get shocked that you have an American accent, and do you/did you ever worry about the North? I have a lot of friends in South Korea, and when I ask them about the threats from North, they basically laugh like it happens all the time. And so I'll go with the first one. Do people ever get shocked that I have an American accent? Not really. I think they only get kind of like, oh, if you have kind of like an Australian accent or a British accent or something else like that. They don't really care if you have like an American accent. So yeah, they don't really care. You just speak English to them. One time I did get a little bit of a shock when I said I was from Texas, and they were like, "But you don't have a Texas accent." And I was like, "Well, people from Texas don't really have that accent. It's really deep south." But yeah, so they don't really care. Did you ever worry about the North? So no, I don't really worry about the North at all. Even when all of that hullabaloo came on the news, like everyone in Korea was just walking around doing their own business. Like no one really gives a about North Korea because he's just kind of this baby to them that throws tantrums once in a while, and sometimes he throws a louder tantrum than other times. But he's just kind of over there crying and just being loud to them. So we don't really care about that, and they don't really think he can back up any of his threats, so they don't give a about him. But anyways, that is all the questions I have for today. So if you guys have any more questions, you can just comment below, and then when enough of them stack up, I'll do another video. But I hope this was fun and informative, at least a little bit. So this is the Traveling Kimchi. I'll see you guys later. Bye!